Goddess Morrigan. Some people also refer to her as Morgana. Now, the Goddess Morrigan. Areas of influence. The Goddess Morrigan represents the circle of life. She was associated with both birth and death. Her name means Great Queen or Phantom Queen. It is spelt in several different ways, including the Morrigu, which ends with the GU, the Morgaine, which is an A-N-E, a Morrigan, which is a G-H-A-N, a Morgan, which is G-A-N, and the Morgan is the Morganly Fae and the Arthurian legends. She is one of the triple goddesses, just like Hecate and Sherwin and a few others. Her different aspects are represented by the Anu, which means the fertility of maiden, the Bari, the boiling mother cauldron, and either the Masha, which is the death crone, or the Mnemonic. Morrigan is also the water goddess, ruling over rivers and lakes. In one myth, she appears as an old washerwoman at the ford of the offering her love to Sue Cherelaine. He failed to recognize Morrigan on this occasion and on several others. Enraged, she threatened to hinder him in battle. When he is killed as a result of this, she appears on his shoulder as a crow. Now, the goddess also grants monarchs the power of sovereignty. The origins and the genealogy of Morrigan is, I can find no mention of her parents, but in myths she was said to be the consort of Daga, which is spelled D-A-D-G-A, and that has a couple different other ways of pronunciations and spelling. Now, Morrigan is also one of the Tutha di Danann, the tribe of the goddess Danu. She's protected her people by blowing a fog over the land, and the lack of visibility discouraged invaders' armies. Her strengths are fearsome and strong. Her weaknesses is she is vindictive, killing the person she loves when he fails to recognize her. The Goddess Morrigan symbolism. As a symbol of death, the Goddess Morrigan is linked with the festivals of shaman. Sacred bird is crows and ravens. Her sacred plant is mugwort, yew, and willow. Now, Morrigan's archetypes are the Celtic goddess Morrigan has several powerful archetypes. She's a shapeshifter. The shapeshifter has the ability to change her physical appearance. They are also able to adapt easily to different environments by altering their behavior. Shadow shapeshifters is fickle, lacking conviction, and constantly reinventing themselves. Like politicians trying to appeal to more people. Morrigan is a bird, a goddess, who shapeshifts into a form of the hooded crow and the washerwoman at the ford, the crone. The crone represents the wise old woman whose childbearing days are behind her. Other occasions with this archetype includes compassion, transformation, healing, bodiness, death, and endings. She has respected older women or grandparents at the heart of the family who enjoys life and is sharing in her experience. Unfortunately, the word crone or hag often has a negative connotation, as many wise women and midwives are prosecuted as witches in the Middle Ages. Shadow crone is the bitter old woman who has failed to learn from her life. She blames all of her failings and unhappiness on society that no longer respects the elderly. As a result, she's become increasingly isolated and fearful. Another archetype is the warrior. A warrior represents a physical strength and the ability to protect and fight for your right and those of others. While the shadow side of the warrior reflects the need to win at all costs, abandoning ethical principles and proven supremacy. As the battle goddess, she appears on the battlefield in the form of a crow and returns later to feed on the dead. Now, how to work with this archetype? The shapeshifter, a useful goddess archetype to have if you are in need of a flexible or to perform lots of different roles. The shadow side asks whether your chameleon-like tendencies reflect a deep insecurity and inability to commit to any particular path. The crone, this this may be one of your archetypes if you have gained wisdom learning from the mistakes and showing a willingness to adapt to changing circumstances. You are experiencing the crone shadow if have become rigid in your beliefs and have become stuck in a rut, having lost all ability to let those areas of your life go that no longer serve you. Now, the other archetype is the warrior. If you are drawn to the work with the goddess, you may require her warrior spirit to help you stand for your rights, and firm personal boundaries. I'm sorry, I'm going to repeat that one more time. To stand for your rights and to form personal boundaries. The goddess can be a great stereotype to work with if you would like to take control of your life and wish to no longer play the role of the victim. You may also wish to call upon the goddess to champion this cause in others.
It's got butterflies on it.
So this goddess may appeal to you
The butterflies.
if you have a very strong sense of self and you are proud and in the victories you have achieved. The shadow side of this goddess may be asking you to reflect honestly on the cost of these victories. Have they been the expense of others or your principles? All right, there are some key points about the goddess Morrigan. Some people also call her Morgana. And this episode is dedicated to Brittany. Brittany, thank you. Fabulous idea. And I'll be coming back with another short little key points about another god or goddess. And you guys have a good night. And if you need to get a hold of me, the details are down below.